Another chapter, another blue ball. Man, I feel like this is the equivalent of after spending time with your girl, right? Y'all laying down, y'all watching your show, and then all of a sudden she's like, oh, I'm going to sleep. You're like, oh man, and now you're just disappointed and sad because she blue balled you. And that's what Oda has been doing with God Valley. This was such an interesting chapter. We kind of got more than I thought we were going to, and I'm really excited to talk about it. But what's going on, everybody? It is your boy Potential Unleashed. I am back with another One Piece chapter. This is One Piece chapter 1096. It is titled Kumachi, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. It had a lot of stuff and a lot of characters that I wasn't expecting to be showcased in this chapter, and we learned a lot more about Rocks and Roger and why they made it to God Valley, etc. But if you guys enjoy regular reviews like these, make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you guys never miss out on a new video. With that, my name is Potential Unleashed, and let's get into the review. So looking at the chapter, I'm gonna fast forward a little bit later. There are 10,000 total civilians that are being hunted. There are 150 rare rabbits, and there are 13 super rare rabbits. So I'm assuming based off of that, the more rare you are, the more points you're worth, because there's also where you can earn a skill bonus if you hit one of these rabbits with a single kill. You also see Garling and other celestial dragons that are participating in this event. We only have ever really seen or hyped up Garling because specifically he is the leader of the God Knights and he made his name here at God Valley, so that's why we talked about him. But we cannot forget there are other individuals that are there. We also see Kong, which isn't surprising because he is the fleet admiral during this time. He is talking to Garp about what the Celestial Dragons are doing and also the Rocks Pirates, and that they are on the move. And this is because the Celestial Dragons apparently took the crown jewel or something from Hachinosu. I don't think that it was ever revealed previously what this is, because they also make mention, or I guess dance around it a little bit later in the chapter. And as he is talking to Garp, Garp's like, well, I'm not going to give a fluff about these celestial dragons. Why should I care? Because apparently they were anonymously tipped as to why the Rocks Pirates are moving, and that the location of the hunting competition is at God Valley. And the moment that Kong mentioned he mentioned Roger, Garp got up, was like, oh shoot, why didn't you lead with that? I'm on the way. And that's how Garp heads to God Valley. There's also a tiny little, I think it was like 1 or 2 panels talk about the Rocks Pirates have already made their move, that they're headed to God Valley. I wanted to mention that. And then we cut to the different slaves. They have been running around trying not to get killed. They have targets on their back. I assume that is where they're supposed to aim in order to get points during the competition. Ivankov is talking about, yo, we have to survive for 3 weeks in order for us not to be killed, but that's all a lie. And everybody is panicking because at first they had this false hope of, hey, once we end up surviving for these 3 weeks, we can be free. And Ivankov was like, well, in the previous hunting competitions, there have been 0 survivors, and the different civilians are trying to figure out why. And it makes sense why the Celestial Dragons would give them this false hope. It's because what enjoyment would they get out of slaves that aren't moving, knowing that they were going to be killed regardless? This reminds me a lot of 86 with the different, it's kind of funny, they're called 86. You guys have not seen the series, but the Alba, they strip the citizenship of people who don't have, I believe it's either white or silver hair. It's kind of hard to tell based off of the color, you know, people are colorblind, and so they end up having to fight this war with having these individuals who don't have white hair. They can no longer be residing in the 85 districts. And so there was a question as to why, I believe after 5 years, they were promised to regain citizenship. But Lena, she never saw a different 86 back in the 85 district, and she wondered why. This is because obviously they tried and killed off all the 86 and successfully did for the most part. All of them that ended up surviving, even the ones who could not be killed, they put them on this impossible mission, because if the 86 did end up surviving and did have and complete their 5 years, then they would not be allowed back into the district, the 85 districts, because they would start rebellions. So in order to give them this false hope, make them fight harder, that's why they said that they would regain their citizenship. It's so effed up how people feel like they're entitled, or when they have a little bit of status, that they don't have to get their hands dirty and that they're gifted everything. Like, these humans, they are the same. I mean, different people have statuses, yes, but we all bleed the same blood. Like a lot of people, including myself, speculated, the prizes that are being rewarded, they are devil fruits, including Kaido's and Kuma's. And so Jenny, she is an expertise when it comes to being a thief and getting, I believe she said, wiring, so basically giving information out. And so this makes a lot of sense why Roger, why Garp, and why Rocks were able to come to God Valley, because she said they've been trying to escape for about 3 weeks now, a little bit less than that. She said 2 weeks ago she was able to give a signal out saying that this was all going on. Whether people believed her or not, that was up to them. But a while ago, so many individuals questioned how the Fluff, and why the Fluff, number one, was Rocks there, and then why was Roger there as well. I mean, we know Rocks has an alternative goal as well, but now it makes sense to how these individuals got there and why they're there, which works out for these slaves because they're going to use the chaos of the different individuals that come, because it's not just Roger and Rocks as pirates that are there. There are other small time pirates that want to make a move as well. They're going to use this chaos in order to escape, get these prizes, and try and leave. Rocks, he makes landfall first, and we see the different pirates that are there. We see Whitebeard, Shiki, Big Mom, which I want to mention. I don't know why Oda makes her so ugly. I know that it's trying to show that she aged, but Big Mom looking like this, I could see if she looked like this, she would definitely be a feared Emperor of the Sea. I think her younger design looks amazing. And there's others as well. I believe Captain John, we see him. I don't know exactly who that is. I think there's also Iron Axe and Wang Zi. Those are individuals that we have yet to confirm what they look like, and it's been showcased here a little bit. Like I said, I don't know exactly who's who. Not talking about the guy that Jinbei defeated, but I don't know which one is which, but they have shown their faces. Also, I want to mention this. They talked about Clarissa. She is here. And if I remember correctly, which is kind of hard because One Piece is so long and there's so much you got to always reread and refresh yourself on, but I'm pretty sure she was the Empress of Amazon Lily before, what's her name? Shaki. Yeah, so like the fact that she's here, I'm like, what the fluff? Because so many people thought Shaki was a part of the Rocks Pirates, and it was Clarissa. She also talked about, not in this chapter, but before, that she fell in love with somebody. She had the sickness that Hancock has. Who was the individual that she fell for? Because they obviously, if she's there, it had to be somebody on the Rocks Pirates. Was it Shiki? Was it Rocks himself? But seeing that panel and the different individuals that are part of the Rocks Pirates, it's just not fair. I mean, you seeing a young Big Mom, but Shiki, a Whitebeard, seeing Kaido, and he wanted to challenge Roger to test his strength, and the other individuals as well. Stussy, like, man, that crew was broken. Roger finally makes landfall. We see him, we see Rayleigh, Gabon, other individuals on that crew. We also see Garland. He is prepared to fight. He says, God Knights, prepare for battle and stand ready. We also see there's other two members of the God Knights in the background. You can kind of see one, and then another one you can see a little bit more than the other. It's a woman, don't know who she is. Her design looks pretty cool though. There's also Garp. He's sitting here trying to raise hell as well. Remember when Oda talked about in, I believe, Jump Festa, that it's going to be a Royal Rumble? Well, this is probably it. As the slaves, they go and try and eat the different devil fruits, we see that Big Mom, she goes in and has Ivankov by the throat, because he was actually about to eat Kaido's fruit, where she takes that, and Kuma hurries and chews and eats his pawpaw fruit. He's getting ready to try to help everybody, where Saturn goes and hits him with the Jagan stare and paralyzes, knocks him out. Whatever he did to Sanji, that's what he did to Kuma. Talking about how he's always been a slave, he has no right in order to live, and Kuma's like, he doesn't understand why somebody would willingly want to be born born enslaved. Everybody is the same. And he wants to be the type of person that helps others just like Nika. We cut to just Ivankov, Jenny, and Kuma. They are on their own, where it is mentioned that in the papers, we know how they try to cover everything up. The only thing that was talked about was Garp. So everything with Rocks, with Roger, with the God Knights, with the hunting competition, all of that was hidden. Kuma, he was able to save 500 people, and Ivankov gave his hands the title, the Hands of Liberation. Ivankov leaves, goes on his own, where Jenny, she stays with Kuma. I love these two. We see their relationship grow a little bit more. We see that, I believe she said she's 4 years older than Kuma and he's only 9, so that would make her 13. And we just see them living their everyday lives, trying to learn more about each other, learn more about themselves. They're going around. Somebody was picking up Kuma and Jenny just beat the mess out of them, and Kuma ended up healing them. We see he's just such a gentle giant. I love these two, and the way that she was eating, I think she ate a bunch of food, and Kuma called her a glutton. So this is 100% going to be Boney's mom. The more and more I read Kuma's backstory, the more I want to know, and probably in the next chapter we're going to see how he ended up meeting Vegapunk, and how he became the king of the Sorbet Kingdom. But why is everybody calling him a tyrant? And also at the same time, why did he do what he did to the Straw Hats at Thriller Bark? And I'll probably make a video about Kuma, I want to say next week, probably after chapter 1079. I'm not gonna hold you, this chapter was so good. I cannot wait until I do my in-depth breakdown of it on Monday. And the reason why I do it on Monday is because I want to get the official Viz translation. But let me know how you guys feel about chapter 1096 in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you guys never miss out on a new video from my Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. It's on the screen and in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to unleash your potential.